All right, Justin, Damian Priest and Sami Zayn won their collective titles on the same weekend. Who has had the better reign so far?
Uh, I they both been pretty good, honestly. Like I think both reigns have. I would say Priest is like over extended. Like I think expectations were probably low. I think it felt like it may be a quick reign for him, just kind of do the pop and then move on. But I think he's actually grown as a champion in the reign. Like if you would have said Gunther Priest for the title at SummerSlam like 4 months ago, you would have been like, no way. And I think it still seems maybe a little low name value, but I think Priest actually like has gotten to the point of, okay, this can be like a third from the top and be fine to help carry the show. Because it's a show that doesn't really have like a dominant main event match. I think it has 3 like very like this will be very good, and I think Cody and Solo will be whatever, but it's not really like Solo. I don't think it's quite there yet to be carrying like SummerSlam, and then Punk and Drew.
I think that's the match.
That's
but I don't think you can main event.
Yeah, that closes the show.
I don't think you can close with it. No, I think this closes, or honestly, probably Cody closes.
It's Cody because I think Reigns. I'm not doing that preview. I think Reigns is coming back and costing Solo. So
yeah. So, but the reason I ask that is because it was the same weekend, and you could both look back and be like, "Wow, they were both transitional champions based around Gunther." So I think they both done a good job of kind of getting to the ultimate goal of Gunther being the face of Monday Night Raw. But I will say, Justin, I wouldn't put my money down happening this weekend. I think that we get a banana peel slip. I think that maybe Giovanni Vinci returns after maybe they held that in the pocket for a moment like this. Maybe the Judgment Day saves Priest, and that's the boiling point. I just don't feel that I could look extremely stupid because I think the Gunther is your next world heavyweight champion. I just feel like it happens at the Bash at Berlin. I think that Sammy ends this weekend and we get this at Bash in the Berlin, and we get a continuation after this match.
I don't know. I feel like we keep saying like, oh, they're going to win in their home. But it hasn't really happened. Like Drew didn't, right? Like, so like, I feel like we keep banking on like these home, they have the pay-per-view in the hometown or the home country. That means they're going to win Sammy.
Montreal. Yeah.
Right. Montreal and all that. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're too into Gunther as an act, as a competitor. And why else I think there's a reason Priest hasn't lost yet, and it's because he's disposable for Gunther to destroy at the show. Honestly, like I think they didn't bother having him lose to Drew because they wanted to get the belt to Gunther and not Punk just yet. So
yeah,
I think they keep Drew in this role because whatever, like Gunther could beat him and he's fine. He had his run. I would be shocked if Drew, because Cody's not losing. I mean, what else? Logan Paul, like maybe
you could have Rhea as a babyface. LA Knight's most likely, I would think.
I think Rhea's losing. I think Dom's turning on Rhea and going with Liv. So like, I think
Bayley, Nia,
whatever. I mean, who cares? I think this is like the
preview coming to you soon on the No-So.
I mean, look, I love Bayley, but it's like
it's the worst.
If that's your one title change over like Nia beating Bayley, that's not a good one to go with.
No, I know.
Yeah, so I think Gunther has to win because I just don't see where the other title change comes in. Because who's Sammy? Sammy's fighting
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, well, that's I think Braun probably wins there.
You got the 2 mid-card titles. Now, let me ask you, this whole network is based around nostalgia. What will mean more in 5 years? Gunther winning in his home country or the adjacent to his home country, right? Germany, or him winning at a top PLE like SummerSlam, the brand name. What do you think means
SummerSlam?
More?
I think you remember Gunther crowned at SummerSlam, especially with the look. I don't know, just like I think it's going to look really cool, football stadium, and I think him crushing Priest, because then he can have a homecoming. We saw to go way back and to be like more controversial wrestler, but 2004, right? Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, is Benoit going to lose at Mania and win at Edmonton?" Right? And it was like, "Oh, that's possible. Get screwed and win." But then what happened? He wins at Mania before he murdered his family. It was the most one of the most memorable Mania main events. And then he had an awesome homecoming in Edmonton, right? So I think they could do something like that where Gunther wins here, he wins the SummerSlam, gets crowned, then he comes into Berlin with the gold for a big title match.
Homecoming and it's a party. Yep. Interesting. I think they got enough challengers. They can do like an Elia type of thing. They could make that work for sure.
Or you can heat Orton back up to face Gunther again. I mean, whatever. There's all kinds of guys you can throw at him.
because this match is kind of lacking personal substance. So they've done a good job the last 2 weeks of kind of getting us to that personal substance. First, kind of Gunther making fun of Priest for growing up poor and living, kind of being low key homeless in a way.
Oh, that's it's a lot of big approach. It's American trash.
And then I like the response from Damian Priest, showing that potential of a babyface fire, having enough of it, having a backbone, and really just kind of getting after him and making this a personal grudge feud. It's there. I'm excited for it, but let's talk match quality. Do you think that where do you think this kind of lands? Gunther's low-key bulletproof, and Priest has had a pretty good resume under his belt too. Did these styles mesh for you in a quote-unquote main event or top 3 match at SummerSlam?
I think Priest has been impressive. I think he's had a good run. Like he's not out there dropping fives, right? But I think some of those matches have been better than you would have anticipated with him as champion. I think he's grown. It feels like a better version of this, but like, I hate to go back to 04 again, 20 year ago mood, like JBL, who maybe got the belt a little too early, but grew into the role by the end as a champion. Like it feels like Priest is working hard to elevate his game in this role. Gunther, it's hard for him not to have a great match. And what's his baseline floor? 3.5, probably. Like that Orton match was probably like maybe the floor. So I think if they get the time and you get like kind of a clean finish, I think they can flirt with 4. I mean, above that would probably be like crazy, but I think like 3 3/4, 4, depending on the moment. Do you feel like they broke up Imperium too soon to do like an Imperium versus Judgment Day kind of thing? Because they could have had that surrounded this match.
Yeah, I think, well, you kind of have Ludwig, who was kind of off on his own quest of maybe capturing some Intercontinental Championship gold or flirting with that. And my thing is, why did they get rid of Giovanni like that? He's been completely MIA. He hasn't been thought of or talked about at all. Are they saving him for a moment like this where it's a storyline where he costs Gunther? Or is he
going to get that with Reigns? Like, again, like you can only repeat so many things. So you're really going to have Giovanni Vinci, who like no one gives much of a shit about, like come out and cost Gunther and Reigns. I mean, unless I'm wrong, but I can't imagine Reigns is out too much longer. And I know Amazon wants him, right? And I know that's not terribly close, but it's close enough, right? When's that? January? Amazon?
Netflix, you mean?
Oh, Netflix. Yeah, Netflix.
Yes. Yeah, that's January.
I get my NBA and WWE mixed up.
Yeah.
Netflix is January, right? And they want Reigns. And I can't imagine them not doing War Games, a Survivor Series with new Bloodline versus like old Bloodline, right? Like Reigns, not to go again too far off the path here, but I've been thinking Reigns, Usos, Zayn versus like Solo and the new Bloodline. Like to me, that's like a ready-made War Games scenario, and that'll start your path to Mania, however you want to do that with Reigns and Rock or whoever else.
I'm not sure we're getting Reigns in Cleveland, though. I think we get adjacent around Cleveland, perhaps after Cleveland, but I just don't see the scenario.
Match, though. Like, is Cody? I almost said Cena, Freudian sub, but is Cody just going to beat him clean? Like, Solo, he's not going to win the world title. He's not going to end Cody's reign. I know.
I just don't see it. Like, what is Roman Reigns is going to help Cody Rhodes, or is he gonna?
No, he's just out to fuck Solo, and then he's gonna stare down Cody and walk away or whatever. But Solo is he's gonna come back and prove I'm the head of the table. I tell you when it's your time to take my title. I'm taking it.
It ultimately kind of cucks Roman. It kind of cucks Cody in a way. You perceive
Roman look like a bitch if they kick him out. Like I think Roman has to take the stand that I'm still the leader of the fucking bloodline, not you. And that's how you end up with new versus old bloodline. But you're not going to do that at the main.
I just see it as like an afterwards thing. If it's after, I don't see it during the bell. Maybe after the bell, but either way. Well,
maybe it comes back after the bell. But I think the show is ending with Reigns' return. However you want to do it, that show is ending with his music hitting in Heyman. They didn't write off Heyman just now to not make a point. Like he's going to come out with Roman.
I know. I just wouldn't. I know you get that excitement and that foresight sitting in those seats, but I don't. As I do the post show, I don't know if I definitely get that, but we'll see.
So the Usos wrestling on the show?
As of right now, they are not.
Okay. So I'm going on my official prediction right now, and I don't think it's that crazy a prediction. I think Roman and the Usos and Heyman show up at the end of SummerSlam and stare down at the new bloodline. Whether they cost them or they brawl, whatever it is, they're gonna show up and be unified.
I know, and I wouldn't if Roman Reigns is not on the table, I would perhaps look at this match as a potential show closer, and you have kind of Gunther getting his moment in the sun. I understand he's a heel, but if you're gonna make him, you're gonna fucking make him, right?
Yeah, I know, but I think Cody closes. I could see this opening.
Yeah, if it's opening, my radar is tight that Gunther perhaps may not be winning this.
No, they like doing the big moment in the opener, though. That's been kind of a thing.
It's definitely not 1999.
No, they love the opener. They
love the openers now for sure. I don't know. I just wouldn't put all my money on it. I'm sure if we looked at an aggregated site with betting lines right now, Gunther would be a heavy favorite. Yeah, but that's just perception.
8 out of 10, whatever.
Yeah, that's just like a perception type of thing because the assumption is strong that Gunther should win this. I just don't know if I see it in the long.
The dude has lost once in like 4 years. I mean, is he really going to lose here to Priest in his world title match? That's the thing.
I know, and that's why we could get something.
And Priest doesn't. I don't think he needs it. Like I think he's at his ceiling. Like, and he's excelled. Like he's hit the ceiling that he probably exceeded expectations with. I don't. Him with a cheap win on Gunther to win his title goes against like. I don't think it helps him. You know what I mean? Like I think it. I don't think it helps him at all to win, like with help from Finn to beat Gunther. Like I think if he beats him,
well, clean, I think that help would be unwarranted, and then that is the boiling point in the Judgment Day where it's just like, all right, enough is enough, and then kind of you have Rhea and him dissipate off to the side, starting, and or they could be championless by the time that happens as well too. So. But we've been talking the Judgment Day breakup for fucking a very, very, very long time.
It'll be interesting if they do break up or they try and just do like a newer version of it or something.
I think they like do little subsections of it. Judgment Day red, Judgment Day white, Hollywood and Wolfpack.
Little Wolfpack. Yeah.
So, all right, what do you think of these overall posters? I think this is a very cool, clean-looking poster.
I like the poster. I like the graphics they've been doing. It kind of has that like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame vibe.
Yeah.
My only issue with I'm excited for like the stadium and the city. The orange scheme does not lend well to the merchandise. The merchandise is kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie.
The background it does justice to the background, but the merchandise.
The merch is
rough. You're not gonna get like Philadelphia Kelly Green or whatever. No,
well, they could have just done like even black with like the orange highlight or something, but like everything is like orange and brown, and I'm like, I get that's the colors, but I don't know. The Guardians are red. You could have done something red.
Yeah, but it's not the Guardian Stadium. It's
right next door. It's good enough.
Cleveland Stadium. All right, Justin. I am sitting in a random pay-per-view chair from yesteryear. Guess the pay-per-view in the year.
Backlash 03.
No, warmer, higher.
I don't know what that means. Warmer, higher.
The year higher. Pay-per-view a year higher.
How much more recent?
No, Ruthless Aggression.
Okay. And it wasn't one you were at?
Nope. This is an eBay purchase in like 2007-8.
I'm gonna say Mania 22.
No, that's an expensive chair. This is an extremely cheap chair that I bought on eBay at a frugal price.
All right, Judgment Day 04.
Warm, very warm.
04.
What?
Backlash 04.
Stay on the Judgment Day brand.
Bad Blood. Oh, stay on the Judgment. Bash 04.
Judgment Day 2006.
Oh, nice.
Look at that reveal right there.
There you go.
We had a situation where the dog destroyed the couch, and I just decided to cut it up with Sawzall. So, yeah, that's that.
Okay. Well,
the pay-per-view chair might be a gimmick now. I've bought 75 of them.
It's like you're calling a WWE pay-per-view in 1995. They made poor Jim Ross and his fat ass sit in those like little folding chairs for 4 hours. Poor guy. Until they finally got the comfy chairs. All
right, Justin. We got plenty of stuff popping around here. There'll probably be a SummerSlam post-game show or soon after, either way. But check it out here, all here on the No So. So, Justin, as always, thank you and for jumping on, and see you on the next one.
GUNTHER!